Good morning, folks. Guess what? Facebook now has a new interaction with Facebook Live. Lord have mercy, always something new over here on the Facebook. I'm going to give you guys a few seconds just to hop on in for us to have an adult conversation, a real conversation. I've been thinking about it for a couple of weeks now as we are dealing with the coronavirus. And so wanted to come over here with you today just to have a little discussion. And what I'm noticing about the new interface, I had actually typed in something at the top, and for some reason it is not populating. So that's interesting. But I want to have an adult conversation with you this morning. And I also want to share with you some free resources that can help you out during this time, either with your children and or with your business. For the past 3 weeks, things have been strange or they've been different. And 3 weeks ago, I was scheduled to have my best financial year ever in life. Okay. And it was lining up with me turning 50. This was a game changing year for me. And let me tell you this, every year has been a game changer. So we've been building on game changing years. But I was knocking it out the park this year, right? Going to be on the road 100 nights this year, making the most money, having add-ons, upselling books, online programs. This was the year. And I knew things had kind of shifted when ERA was forced to cancel ERA fuel. At the same time, the National Association of Realtors canceled 2 events that were in California due to rules in place in California. Well, last Thursday, in my world, as in most speakers' world, our world came to a screeching halt. It essentially ended at that moment, where cancellation after cancellation after cancellation in a 24-hour period of time. For me, I was disconnected to the cancellations because I was on an overnight flight from Seattle, Washington, to Baltimore, and I had essentially 3 speaking engagements. I was doing one directly to the vendors, and then I had my program, and then I was leaving my program and going to do a program for one of the exit owners. And so I essentially slept most of the night on the plane, got a few hours of sleep in the hotel, went straight to work, and then I was back to Chicago. So finally, when I get home on Friday, I'm able to digest the fact that I won't be going to work for 6 to 8 weeks, maybe 12 weeks. So the first thing you do is you think about, well, one, all of these events are postponed or they're canceled. So either I have to refund deposits or I have to now see what the fall calendar looks like and reschedule all of these people to the fall. So the first thing I did was start with all my flight cancellations to ensure that I put all of my flights, had them all lined up, which is why I love Southwest, because you can cancel them suckers from your phone and all of your points or your dollars are stored. Great. So I have thousands of dollars sitting up in Southwest for future flights. Because I have great relationships with the people that I work with, because I've been working with these people now almost 15 years, it'll be 15 years. Whatever they need, I'm going to do. I'm going to accommodate them because I need to work with them for another 13 years. As some of you know, I will be retiring on September the 28th, 2033. And I want to thank Andy for getting me these luggage tags that remind me of the date that I am going to retire. One of the most thoughtful gifts I've received. I have it on my backpack and on my luggage. So you get home and you realize you have to undo all the work that you've done. And now you have to postpone these events and you might owe people money. Not the thing that you want to do, but the thing you have to do to have integrity in your business. And right now, during hard times, we lose integrity. So the first thing I did was I checked out my bank accounts, right, to make sure what financially is this going to look like, because clearly I'm not going to have the year that I had projected that I was going to have, but I have zero control over that. So the next thing was, okay, Marky, you're in a good financial position. Oh, this will work. You can take off 8-12 weeks. Mentally, I'm prepared if I had to stay and bunker in place for 6 months. Very doable. Okay. The next thing is you don't want to live off of your savings for those who've managed to save money. Like that's, if we have been that prudent, the last thing we want to do is go to the bank to take money out of the bank to survive. So then you pivot. Listen to that word, pivot. And you think about, who's making money and how can I earn money during the crisis without taking advantage of anyone? Well, I've been preaching for years, live streaming video. I have proof of it. I'm quoted in articles this week, right? From 4 years ago that I'm talking about this stuff. And so I pivot my business. Every piece of education that I provide offline, I can provide online. However, it doesn't pay the same amount of money being at home as being on the road. And you know this already because we have scales, how many webinars I can do, how many times I want to be face to face. My ideal situation is to be on the road and do a 3-hour or less program, generally a keynote or some type of breakout session. That is my greatest earning power. So the next thing was don't take any money out of your savings. The next move is, can I make enough money to pay my monthly bill? So let me tell you what this took me back to. As some of you know, I went through a bitter lawsuit with my family, and several of them I don't talk to till this day, and I'm okay with that. However, when my family decided to sue me, I was unwedded, okay? I was a single parent, and I needed to take care of Skylar in the manner in which he had become accustomed to. I'm going back to July the 31st, 1999, and I came into the world of real estate. When I came into the world of real estate, I had a budget, and I needed to earn $48,000 in between 1999 and 2000 in order for me to take care of my house in the manner in which it had become accustomed to. I made, was it $48,386, something like that. My first year as a loan originator. So my goal then was today, Marky, what is your household budget? And how do you just replace that income to not tap into your savings? And what I'm clear about is most people haven't been diligent with their savings. Okay. So they don't even have that aspect, but everybody's still on the internet balling, right? Either A, they still balling, or B, they've shut totally up because they understand they're not going to be able to maintain the lifestyle because they never had anything in place. See, I think Lamont posted something this morning. I'm going to pull this down for you. I'm not new to this. This is a 2004 Carly Award from the Chicago Association of Realtors. Someone texted me last year because they wanted to be the first Black person in 2019 to get a Carly Award. And I'm like, well, baby, that ain't nothing new. I got one of them suckers say 2004. Okay. It's not just me. I wasn't the first Black person to get a Carly Award. Ron Branch got Carly Awards, and Paulette Edwards got Carly Awards, and Sybil Martin has Carly Awards, and Jeanette, I just posted her, Alice Jeanette has Carly Awards, and there are several other people with African Americans in the city of Chicago. And you know what I tell you? We still standing. We went through the real estate crash, and we still standing. Are you going to be the person who stands after this situation? Are you going to be the person who has integrity and ethics and admits, you know what, things ain't quite the way they supposed to be, and you pivot yourself? Okay, what are you going to do during this crisis in order to survive? And it will, let's be clear, require you to pivot. Life is not going to be the same after the coronavirus as it was before the coronavirus. Yesterday, I'm in the grocery store, and hey, what's going on, guys? Andrea, the Me Team, yeah, and let me tell you this, they got some Carly Awards down at the Me Team. Okay, we was out here getting this money together. 2004, 16 years ago, right? 16 years ago. So we've been through it all. Okay. And some of the other people I mentioned, and I want to let you know those aren't the only ones, okay? It was quite a few of us. We was doing big things back in the day. Yeah, getting Carly Awards. They wanted to know about somebody Black getting one in 2019. Baby, we had these awards for 15, 20 years now. And people had them before I came into real estate, okay? And so with that being said, what are you going to do today? So let me be clear with you. when I got home late last Thursday night, I was I've canceled. I got thousands of dollars in flight funds. Okay, this was gonna be my record breaking month. I mean, the money was looking good, and the emails start coming in. No, Marky, we need to cancel. No, Marky, we need to postpone. I get it. I'm not by myself. Okay, I am fortunate that I'm married to a locomotive engineer. I am fortunate that I let my 23-year-old son move back home, and he has a fabulous job. I'm fortunate and I'm thankful, but it's not going the way that I had planned for it to go. And as a result, I am pivoting again. So yesterday I was on Keeping It Real podcast, and he said, Marky, you have the ability to pivot. When the real estate market shifted back in 2006, my husband had driven me up to Appleton, Wisconsin in the month of February, 9 months pregnant, in a blizzard, for me to take what became the SFR, the short sale foreclosure resource. I had read about it. I knew it was coming. What I will tell you is I didn't know nothing about no corona coming, no more than anybody else knew, right? I thought it was isolated to China and that it would not have this type of impact on us. But because I've had to pivot before in the real estate market, I understand now how to pivot quickly, okay? I was talking to a fellow realtor the other day, and let me let you know before I say this is not acceptable. She was putting a deal together, and the agent said, I will call you back. I need to go to the office and fax you the disclosures. That ain't acceptable. No parts of that is acceptable. No one today should have to go to the office to send nothing. All of that should be in the palm of your hand. You should be able to pull your car over, put your car in park, and do all that just like that. Okay. So that was not acceptable. So what I want to know is, what are you going to do different today? But I got some resources for you. The first thing is, I know we got these kids at home, and I don't know about your kids, but let me tell you, mine is getting ready to drive me freaking batty. I don't like them like that. So Varsity Tutors, my son does have a private tutor. He is not a straight A student. He needs guidance and direction, and I make sure that I get him everything that he needs. So Varsity Tutor now has free, and Austin has been taking a video game sound course online. So you can put your children in virtual school from the comfort of your home. That would be first. The next one is Spelling City has a free code. I'm giving you the code that CPS sent out. And I'm sending this because some of you are probably overwhelmed and not checking your emails. I am pretty anal about my emails. I never have more than 20 emails in my inbox, just so you can understand how anal I am with my email. So Spelling City, I just gave you the code that CPS gave out for your children if you need them to have some additional online resources. Let me just give you a stat from one of my son's teachers. The children have to do IXL every day. They had 8 assignments this week. Moving forward, I'm going to make Austin do 2 a day, so he'll have 10. Out of the students in the 7th grade class, 2/3 of the students did all of the assignments. 1/3 of the students just did some work, but not all. These kids not going to work. Why the hell can't they do their online assignments? Now, I understand that maybe some don't have access to a computer, and any place that they were accessing the computer might not be available. So we do have some students who will not have the opportunity to complete their online assignments, and they will fall behind. Some of you have wanted to set up a podcast for quite some time. I will tell you that a podcast will change your digital footprint and people's perception about your business. I am elated that I started my podcast. We are going to change our model moving forward. We're not going to do a weekly show. We're going to do a bi-monthly. So every other week. I think that I was sending too many emails, and I want to have more time to market each episode. So starting April the 1st, you will get an email every 2 weeks as opposed to every week. But now this is what is also funny to me. So I just dropped down, go take the free podcast training course. I'm actually, even though I'm a podcaster, I'm going to take that course to see if there are any tips and things of that nature that can help me out, because I always want to be the best. But what is kind of funny talking about email, I've received emails from people I haven't spoken to in 5 to 10 years. That's not acceptable either. Don't send me an email now. Do not send me a coronavirus email now, and you've not communicated with me in 5 years. Okay. I'm like, who are you? Why are you emailing me? And why have you just been holding on to my email address? So now, during a crisis, everybody has an email marketing campaign. I am one now I'm even pissed, right? At your business. We're not going to do business together if I've not received any communication from you. And then all of a sudden we have a national crisis and here you come flooding my inbox. I got enough emails. And I don't know if I'm the only one who feels like that, but I think it's really, really, it's not a good business look. Okay. And people are paying attention. Okay. So you don't have to send me an email. All right. If you haven't been sending me one, if I haven't communicated with you in a year, please take me off your email list, because I'm thinking about how tacky you are as a business. I said we were going to have a real grown folk discussion, right? All these new emails that y'all sending out. So you need to have some consistency. I don't know if you can see this, but I got my Mickey Mouse ears on. So I'm trying to have a little fun here in the office today, just in case. And so I just gave you the information for the podcast. The next thing is next week, but you have to join Secrets of Top Selling Agents. I'm going to drop this down. We are doing a training every single day, and I am going to train on one of my favorite subjects. I can tell you the story now, and that's going to be LinkedIn. Let me do a little math in my head. I had the number the other day, but I want to just kind of take some time and do that right now. One organization, I'm going to guesstimate I've made $50,000 with this organization in 6 years. Okay. We have a wonderful relationship. That organization hired me off of LinkedIn, and I've worked for them for the past 6 years. Their director of education clicked on my profile, but she never connected with me. When I saw that she had clicked on my profile, I then sent her an inbox message and connected with her. Probably within an hour or two, she sent me an email to do a phone interview, and they brought me in that first year because I was practicing what I was preaching. I love LinkedIn. My LinkedIn profile, if you print it out, is 30 pages long, so it's a lot of content over there. I am doing a LinkedIn 15-minute segment next week just to give you those initial tips of what you should do. But I love LinkedIn. I make money off of LinkedIn, and I have the free version, just so that you will know. So I want you to go click on that link so that you can, it's not just me training. We got Dirk Zeller. We have, I think Barb Betts might be coming on. We might have Pinky from Sarasota. I believe we have Sherry Johnson. So every single day it's going to be someone different. I might not have gotten all of those names correct. Camtasia. If you are a member of the National Speakers Association, I want to thank AC Clinton for sending me the information. I'm a member and I did not know, but I just got the email to receive the free version of Camtasia. Well, Camtasia, and they're giving it to us free. And so if you are a member of the National Speakers Association, I want you to either reach out to your state chapter or NSA and ask them how to get access to the free version of Camtasia and Snagit. Another thing, I'm going to post this. There are a lot of resources. I've actually signed up for this, but I want you to go over and try this tool out for free. They will actually do your videos for you. And what I will do is later today, I will post one of the videos that they've just done, but I'm going to actually invest in this service, but they let you try them out for free with 4 credits. And that would be Splashio. Just got a video returned. Actually, you know what I can do? I can go open up my inbox, Marky, and I can post the link to you guys of the video, of one of the videos they just did for my business. And so I am here at home. I am going to ensure that my business is better as a result of being on lockdown. And yes, I have been on lockdown. I'm not playing. I practice social distancing. We don't have to touch one another. I'm real funny acting about my health. I do have a cough. I did go to the doctor, and I have a sinus infection. So if whenever I get an opportunity, I'm gonna run my butt on up in that doctor's office, because I have insurance. So in closing, one thing I want to talk about, which no one has had the discussion about, and that is in the world of real estate, we are uh, un or under insured as people. It's just a fact. We're self-employed. We are the largest trade organization globally with 1.4 million people. I need you to have integrity in yourself and in your business. If you do not feel well, go to the clinic and deal with the bills after the fact. But you owe your clients undivided loyalty, putting their needs and their wants before your own, and that includes your health, because it's a client agency relationship. If you don't feel well, and Latalo posted this, so this is Latalo, this is a tribute to you. He made a post. Essentially, he's the listing agent. A buyer's agent went over to the property with the buyer and the home inspector. And because his buyer, his client, the buyer's agent client started coughing, decided it was a good idea to leave their client in someone else's listing with the home inspector. That ain't acceptable on no day, because that is your client. So if you don't feel well and you know you can't do your job, that means you cannot fulfill your fiduciary responsibilities to your client. That client is your responsibility. It is not Latalo's responsibility. It is not the seller's responsibility. It is not the listing agent's responsibility. And so I'm going to be honest, I don't know who you are, but I think that they should file a complaint against you with Illinois license law as a realtor member under the code of ethics, because it is not acceptable for you to leave your coughing client in someone else's house. You were supposed to tell your client, look, I have a fiduciary responsibility. I owe you undivided loyalty. It is not fair to anyone else for you to be on the premises. You go home and I'll stay here with your home inspector. That's how that was supposed to be handled. Let me just be clear with you. So it ain't acceptable for you to leave your client anywhere in anyone else's property. And if you think your clients are sick or you are sick, that's your responsibility as an agent. So one young lady commented, well, his health was at stake. No, he owes his client undivided loyalty. The client comes first. I don't care if you are sick. Don't bring your sick butt out and cancel the appointment. That's how you handle that situation. That was not acceptable. So yeah, you heard that. Oh wow, right? I'm thinking to myself, what kind of nonsense is this? So whatever, I hope you watching this, Mr. Buyer agent, you're dead wrong. And I would file a complaint against your butt for leaving your coughing butt client in my listing and not protecting the security of the house, but also of my seller. You should have told your buyer, take your butt home, boo. I'll handle this home inspection. We'll send you a report with photos. Oh, and you can access it online. So I hope that some of these resources are benefiting you. I am conducting a training. I was supposed to conduct one this morning. What I need to know is, what do you need to learn? I'm going to do this training on March the 31st. I think 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. But you can slide into my DM and let me know what you want to learn. I do not provide free one-on-ones, but I do have Real Estate Live. We do have a private Facebook group. So I've already invited you over to the Secrets of Top Selling Agents. I want to also invite you to join Real Estate Live. I am a resource and I want you to use me, but I provide group free training. So while I'm at home for the next 8 weeks, you can get all of the group free training you want, but I do not provide complimentary one-on-ones, just so that you will, I got to be real clear. So when y'all slide into the DM, I can tell you, let's go back to the video at 24 minutes and 48 seconds, and I can tell you exactly what I said. So if you need resources, let me know. If you have a subject that you want to know more about, please go on and drop that down or send me a DM. I don't know what the training is going to be about. At first, I was going to do tips, tricks, and hacks to massive growth. I don't think that's an appropriate subject right now. So you let me know what you believe is going to be beneficial to you and your business, a subject that you want to learn about. And if I don't know it, I'm going to find someone who does and bring them on for you. But now is that time to take a look at the numbers. Plan to earn, if possible, enough money just to pay your monthly bills. Okay. All of those big, hairy, audacious goals, we can get back to those. I'm clear mines are not going to happen now. Okay. So the next thing was how not to touch my savings. Okay. So the next thing was how to bring in enough money to cover my monthly bills. I've secured that. So now I'm free to kind of think, right? And shelter in place. For the past, I got home last Thursday. I went out and had lunch last Friday. Since last Friday, I went to go vote. I went to the grocery store and I went to the bank. And I had to go to the bank face to face. And so those are the only 3 things I've done. I've tried not to be out the house more than an hour, and I'm okay with being here and however many more weeks they say we got to stay in place, guys. So I want you to, we got to have real adult conversations. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for anyone, but I'm not a gloom and doom person either. It's time to pivot. Whatever that pivot, pivot. When I think of pivot, I always see this chart, right? So what you going to pivot to, right? I'm going to pivot to one. I already got my little list over here of things. I'm going to turn this camera just so you can see. These are my daily reminders up here of things that I need to be working on. And so I'm working on those things consistently. I need to understand Zoom better to be more proficient. I am going to buy me a new DSLR camera so I will understand it while I have time to master it. I am looking at my funds. We have a rule now in place. We discretionary funds, anything over $100, we have to get household approval for. I'm actually buying my camera with all of my credit card points that I basically stock over at Amazon. And then I have Amazon points. So any shopping I'm doing off of stored points over on Amazon. If it exceeds our $100 discretionary fund, no purchases can be made unless we get household approval. So just some things we implemented to keep ourselves on track during the coronavirus. So I wish everyone great success. If you need anything, simply inbox me or comment below. See you guys later.